Hi, my name is Helge Maus from pixeltrain. In this short tutorial I want to show you how to install add-ons inside of Blender. And in my last tutorial where I talked about fonts inside of Blender, I showed you the free add-on font selector. And I promised there that I show you how to get something like that and install it inside of Blender. So what's an add-on? If you go here to add it into the preferences here, you will find here a section which is named add-ons, and add-ons are something which are like plugins in other 3D applications. The cool thing is that Blender itself comes with a whole bunch of add-ons, but they are not activated in the moment because they will clutter all your Blender, and sometimes not all functions are useful. So if you go here into add-ons and you look here, for example, only in the official add-ons, you will see that not all add-ons here are activated. I activated for my work some of them, but now you can go through these add-ons here, read a little bit about them and activate them with this little tick. If you want to have more information about an add-on, for example here the Freestyle SVG exporter, you can open this, read a little bit about that. You also can click here documentation, but sometimes I find that you don't really are on the website then of the documentation, so sometimes it's better to Google it. But yeah, here you have some information about an add-on. If you want to deactivate an add-on, you remove the tick. And the cool thing is this, in most cases, is live. So you really can add while you're working your add-on and you can remove it again. Beside of these official add-ons here, we have community add-ons, which are also packed inside of Blender, but they are made by the community. And here you see it's a much bigger bunch of add-ons. And to keep track and to understand a little bit better what they do, we have here different sections. So if you want to sort them, for example, only for the import-export add-ons, you can click here and then you get a smaller list where you can understand a little bit better what's going on. And then there's also here a testing section if you want to look into that here. So my normal way of working with add-ons is that I search for a word or so and look here into the list if something is there which maybe helps me. So I activate all three of them here and now I can type font, for example, but you see there's nothing with fonts in that here. And so I want to search now the internet for the add-on, in my case the font selector, and I want to show you how to install that. So let's go into my browser here. And I know how the add-on is named, so I go here into my search engine and say I search for Blender, for example, font selector. Okay. And now you see here some threads, and here is GitHub, and here is the add-on which I've talked about. So this is the font selector. So click here. And you can now copy this URL from my tutorial. Here you see the project itself, and if you scroll down here, you see, okay, some information about the add-on, what you can expect, how it works. And here's the releases page. So I go here and you see this is the font selector version 2.1.2. Now I can download this. So you see here it's only the source code, and this is the cool thing, that the add-ons are really open source. They are free. They are only Python scripts. So it's only a zip which you get, and you can dive into the zip and look up if there is something which you want to learn or you want to change or what you want to commit to the author, for example. I've downloaded this now here, and now I want to show you how to install that. But before I do that, I show really briefly here the zip here. So I've downloaded this before and I unzipped that. And if you now take a look into the zip, you see, like I've said, it's a list of Python files, and there's also a README which you can read. The important thing if you want to install now an add-on inside of Blender is that you don't need to unpack it. It's only for your purpose. You can look now into the source code, learn how this add-on works, and you can make your changes. But what we need for Blender to install is the zip file here. So I go back now into my Blender, back into the preferences. I go here to install, go to the desktop, and now I select here the zip file. Then I say install the add-on, and after that the add-on is now hopefully installed. And be aware that this is not an official add-on, so you can add the second section here with holding down Shift key, and now we enter font, and here you see font selector is now a part of your installation. Important to know is that this zip now is unpacked in your application support library of Blender. So if you install now the next of the same version of Blender, it still finds the add-on. And if there's a new version of the add-on, you have to remove the old one and overwrite then again with the same concept here, the old add-on. If you now open this up, you can read a little bit about that. And also important to know, here you see where you find normally the new options which the add-on gives to you. In my case, under the font properties font selection. Now I can activate that, and some add-ons need more information. And you see here we have a little preferences where I've set all up. But this is something you can now watch in my tutorial about fonts and text inside of Blender. So now you know how to add an add-on to your system. If you want to remove an add-on later, there's a remove button, but a good practice is first deactivate the add-on, restart your Blender without activating the add-on again. So if you really want to make sure that it works correctly, you can save your preferences with the deactivated add-on, and then you click here remove. So everything is removed, or you look here into this path where the add-on is now installed, and you can delete it from there. So that's it for today. My name is Helge Maus from pixeltrain. Have fun.